Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the launch of Pink Dot 10. My name is Terry. Can you believe it? We have held 9 Pink Dots, and this year we will be holding our 10th Pink Dot. Now, some of you have been with us since the first year. Some of you have joined us along the way. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for all the love, support, and encouragement. And thank you for being with us on this journey. And what a journey it has been. Now let me take you back to the year 2009. The rules governing Lim Park has just been relaxed, and we could hold an LGBT event in public. Now back then, in 2009, Singaporeans were not fond of protesting. They are a lot more scared. They're not that vocal. They didn't even dare to come to the Pink Dot event. So we knew that we had to design the event to fit the psyche of a Singaporean, meaning no march, no protest, but we thought this idea to form a human Pink Dot in the middle of Lim Park. And this human Pink Dot will represent Singapore's acceptance of its LGBT community. And as the dot grows with each passing year, it will represent that Singapore society is evolving and Singapore is ready for actual change. Now, for those people who didn't dare to come to Pink Dot, we created our own mascot, Pinky. Now, you can't get more cuddly or more non-threatening than Pinky. And then we also made our own videos. We told our own stories. We opened ourselves up to Singapore so that she will understand us better. Back in 2009, there was no press coverage on Pink Dot. All we had was a Facebook page and a YouTube channel. And last but not least, we have our Pink Dot ambassadors. They are here to inspire Singapore to change the hearts and minds of all Singaporeans. I would like now to call upon our Pink Dot ambassadors to join me on stage, tell the story of Pink Dot in the past 9 years. Ambassadors? Okay, so I need year 1, year 2, year 3, yeah, control freak, huh? Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, correct, year 5, year 6, I need seconds. Yes, our Pink Dot ambassadors. Now we'll start with Tim and Srilin to tell us more about the first Pink Dot.
Hi everyone, I'm Tim. 2009, I think at that point it really was, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know whether this was going to be the first and the last time, and it really was just about showing up. I remember loud hailers. We used loud hailers. We were walking around the grass and just talking to people, and it felt really like just a picnic. A small picnic which strangely now started growing and growing. And before we knew it, there were 2,500 people there. And there's a mound of grass in Lim Park which probably is flatter by now. And I remember we used battery-powered speakers and put tables on that mound of grass so that we could get a bit higher. And we stood up there and we spoke. And that was the day, for me, up to that point, I think I felt largely a passenger. You know, protest not really in my blood in terms of the Singaporean psyche, but looking out at the sea of people, I realized that I can make a difference at least to these people who are here. And something that Sweden said that day really was quite powerful. I'll let her share it.
Yeah, so they told us we could speak if we wanted to. I usually speak on the cuff as I do now, but that day I had written something. And as Tim said, we stood on tables, the tables were quite shaky. So I remember very clearly Tim and Ross behind me, towering over me, but holding on really tightly, we were kind of huddled together. And the words I said were something like this: we are born alone, we go to our graves alone. There's no reason why we should live our lives alone, this short span of life that we have, simply because of discrimination. Too many of our friends and loved ones have left these shores because of this kind of discrimination. So let's end this discrimination today. Let's form Pink Dot together. Let's believe in love and let's stand for the freedom to love.
I don't know if I'm going to say something as inspiring as me, but for the second Pink Dot, which was in 2010, it was still a table situation. It was still a loud hailer situation. I remember we were screaming at the top of our voices just to get ourselves heard. What we managed to do in 2010 was to double the number of people. So we managed to get 5,000 people there, which was crazy. And at that time, you know, unthinkable. And we also managed to get actually a lot of families started coming to Pink Dot. And I think that's when we realized that, oh, this is something a lot bigger than just the LGBT community, that the straight allies and families were coming to support us. And that was also the last year that we were able to form a circular Pink Dot, or anything remotely resembling a circle, because the year after that, as Pam would testify, it was just a futile endeavor.
So in 2011, in our third Pink Dot, myself, Henry, and Lim Park, Selina Tan, and the late Emma Yong, we were the ambassadors for 2011. It was also the year that I became a mother. 2011 marked a turning point for Pink Dot because our campaign video went viral, like completely viral for the first time. It was shared and viewed by hundreds of thousands of people, and Google became our very first corporate sponsor. And because, yes, thank you Google. And because we had a corporate sponsor, we could build stage. No need use staple anymore, huh? And then with that stage, we had our very first Pink Dot concert. Very first one. And we were no longer on tables, but had a proper soapbox stage to stand on. And as the annual countdown warden, countdown queen of the world, as Alan has named me, we stepped on this soapbox to form this human Pink Dot. And as Johnson said, it was no longer possible to make a circle. It was filled with a sea of people wearing pink, and really and you know, you can take the money shot from above, and you can only really see what the trees don't block. So it was then a pink amoeba. That's right. Moving on to the next year.
So 2012 was the year of Night Dot. Our first Night Dot. And we gave out torchlights and gave out cellophane, pink cellophane, so that people could put that over their phones. And Countdown Queen counted us down in the dark. And then we all together turned on our lights to form the most beautiful lighting design I've ever seen, which was this bright, beautiful, pink, shining light.
In 2013, it was my great honor and pleasure to be ambassador of Pink Dot alongside Mark Richmond and Michelle Chia. I was asked to stand up as one of the, as the first openly gay person in Pink Dot. Because up to then it was really very important for us to count on our straight allies. Thank you so much for standing up for us. It was time for us to move the conversation forward, to really step into the light. It was the beginning of the rumblings of an anti-LGBT lobby. Something that would erupt into a situation that we have today. But nonetheless, the picnic became far more than a picnic that year. We suddenly had to really kind of get together as we had always done. I remember standing in the center of this mass of people, singing Home and singing the Majula Singapura. And it was a profoundly moving experience, not least because it was important to us to give voice to this idea that Singapore is home, is our home. And it is our home regardless of your
gender orientation or your sexuality. Thank you, Pink Dot. Thank you.
So the following year, 2014, was another big milestone, another big turning point for us, because that was the year of Wear White, the Wear White campaign. And we saw greater pushback than ever against what we stand for. Security was brought in. We brought security into the park to make sure that participants were safe. I don't want to tell you that it was I was very nervous being an ambassador that year, because I think there was a sense of what is going to happen, what's going to happen in this day, on this day where we gather in peace and in love. What are other people going to bring to the park to confront us with? Nevertheless, we responded with love. The LGBT community and its allies showed up in force to support Pink Dot, and that year 26,000 people came to Hong Lim Park to form Pink Dot.
I was the ambassador for 2015, and echoing after, I guess, Wear White, it was apt that I thought a Malay person stood up as well. And that it was important to represent the diversity of Singapore and that one singular Pink Dot that we have. So 2015 was also the year that we lost the constitutional challenge in court for 377A's repeal. But that year, regardless, sorry, I just broke my fast. Subway in my voice. So that year, you saw more than ever many young Singaporeans stepping up and volunteering themselves for Pink Dot, and that showed the change in the future of Pink Dot. If this is 10 years, I cannot wait for the next step. Woo!
Okay, in 2016, the police informed us that any non-Singaporean or PR caught lighting up their handphones will be deemed to be illegally participating in a demonstration in Hong Lim Park.
And that was the year that I was Pink Dot ambassador together with Liu Ling Ling and Sugar Shay. And I gotta tell you that, to me, the enormity of that role just really hit while I was in the park. I actually went around the park trying to count how many people were there. I know, ridiculous. People were just spilling out of everywhere. There was this amazing energy and conviviality in the park. And we had so many amazing sponsors as well. I think that was the largest display of corporate sponsors. We had 18 sponsors that year, 13 of which were MNCs. And they were out on display and proudly everywhere. And I think there was this feeling that this is the first year that we're going to have placards. And how are those going to compete against this beauty of this lighting that comes up every single year, and how shimmering and shining, and just how significant that is. And when we stood on the stage, I was a little nervous. I mean, first of all, I think we had, 10,000 people? And I just thought, oh my God, I'm talking to 10,000 people. I feel so small. This is such a big thing that I'm about to say. And after the speeches were done and after the placards were held up, it was just like this wave of energy that just went boom and hit us, because it was the first time anybody had seen everybody else's thoughts. Most of the time we're talking and lights mean something, but here you were seeing what people had to say. It was also the first year that I was there with my mum and my family, and she had her own placard, and I remember just seeing her face light up as well, and everyone's face light up, and walking around the space and seeing what people were writing. And I felt, words, when you say them, have a certain kind of an impact, but when you write them, it's like forever. So that was the experience that I had, and I feel, while you guys were talking, like my hair was just sort of standing the whole time, in a good way. And I just felt like this was the 8th year, and all of these amazing people had already done so much work. What could we do? But I felt like some of the work, well, most of the work was actually being done for us. Because to be an ambassador is one thing, but everybody in the park is also very much an ambassador.
Then 6 days after Pink Dot 2016, MHA announced revisions to the Public Order Act. MNCs were no longer allowed to sponsor Pink Dot, and we lost our funding overnight. Enter Darius Jong from 99.co, who started to create Red Dot for Pink Dot to help us rally Singapore companies. Last year, 120 homegrown companies answered the call and became sponsors of Pink Dot. The new laws also restricted non-Singaporeans and PRs from assembling in Lim Park. The police required us to put up barricades and to conduct IC and security checks. But Singaporeans came despite the barricades. They came to be counted. Pink Dot last year was an all-Singaporean event, attended by Singaporeans, sponsored by Singaporeans. And now, we come to 2018. We mark our 10th year. As you can see, what we've been through every year has shaped Pink Dot to what it is today. And without our ambassadors, Pink Dot will never have made the impact and the difference that it has made. So I'd like to once again thank all our Pink Dot ambassadors for standing with us. It's only fitting that in our milestone 10th year, we ask our Pink Dot ambassadors to come and stand with us once again. Our Pink Dot ambassadors. Okay, thank you ambassadors. You can go back to your seat now and admire yourself. Okay, photo. So we'll be sharing the Pink Dot ambassador photos on social media after the event. So please share it, announce, shout to the whole world that these are our Pink Dot ambassadors. Thank you. Now I'd like to share with you the Pink Dot ambassador video.
The very first Pink Dot was formed.
Okay, now that we are done with the nostalgic part of the event, we are ready to look forward. And it's a good time now for us to introduce to you fresher, younger, new faces. So please join me in welcoming young people, Andy, Clement, Chin. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Clement.
Hello everybody, my name is Andy.
Everyone, my name is Chin. So we've all attended Pink Dot in the past as participants. And back in 2009, that was the very first Pink Dot that I've attended. And honestly speaking, back then, I was just standing there and amazed, like, wow, you know, we could all gather in public place and just to stand up for gay rights. You know, how amazing is that?
I remember my first experience with Pink Dot was as a volunteer. And I remember feeling how powerful it was to be surrounded by my fellow volunteers and feeling the shared excitement at being a part of something so meaningful.
So we have all experienced how Pink Dot has inspired us. We've also seen how Pink Dot has moved and changed the people around us. Which is why when we were asked to be a part of the committee, we felt that we were ready to also step up and try to make a difference.
Now, we've always been hearing the same narrative from the government that, Singapore's not ready, but no leh, I don't think so, I mean, to begin with, I looked at my family and my friends and I saw change. I mean, back then, my mom used to be homophobic, but last year, she came for Pink Dot. So, that's what we did. I think if you were to ask my fellow millennials, they're going to tell you, we are ready for change.
So for Pink Dot 10 this year, we really want to call on every Singaporean to say we are ready. Ready to stand with our LGBTQ friends and family and ready for a Singapore that truly celebrates equality.
So for those who haven't actually realized, Pink Dot this year is actually happening on the 21st of July at Lim Park. So please save the date, mark your calendars, and seriously take out your phone right now and save it, okay?
And once again, just like last year, Pink Dot this year will be a night dot. And let me just give you a couple of timings to take note of. So the community tent will start operations at 5 p.m. Our concert starts at 6 p.m. and the light up happens at 7:30.
So we are still required to put up barricades again this year because the new MHA rules, they have not changed and they are still in effect. Another piece of not so great news is that the community centre that we've always been using in the past years for our concert is undergoing renovation this year, so unfortunately we won't be able to use the space as well.
But don't worry, I mean, we have built our stage before, so we will do it again. So yeah, nothing's going to stop us yet.
Yeah, we can use table, we can do anything really. So if I could turn everybody's attention to the screen right now, Clement, on you to be my banner white for this segment. This is the layout of the park this year, and again, unfortunately, because the community centre is being renovated as under construction this year, we will not be able to have access through the park via the community centre. And for those of you who braved the queues last year, thank you very much. And we have listened to your feedback and tried to streamline the queuing process this year to hopefully speed up the entry process.
Okay, so when we say streamline, I just want to draw everyone's attention. Very important. Take note of right there at the very top. I think it's so high, I don't even think Andy, who's very tall, is able to point it out for you, but it's there in pink. It says enter here. That's because we are going to have only one single queuing and entry point this year. Why is that streamlining? Because what we're going to do is that line will funnel you through to 12 different security checkpoints. So if you can just imagine, it's very similar to our beloved Changi Airport, right? You go and you show your boarding pass, everyone goes through the same door. Once you step through, you funnel out and you fan out into your separate immigration kiosks. So same concept, you will try to be as efficient as Changi Airport, hopefully, fingers crossed.
But you don't actually have to bring a passport, right?
You can bring your passport if you want to, but you don't have to.
Okay, but seriously guys, bring your pink IC, your blue IC, and if you're a student, bring a student pass. And if you're an NS man, bring your 11B, C?
11B.
There you go.
And once again, this year the park will be barricaded. So in the interest of safety, once we reach maximum capacity, unfortunately we will not be able to let anybody in. So be a bit more kiasu, come early and get your space.
Now every year we try to make sure that our participants get the best experience out of the entire event day. But because we need to build a stage this year, the cost incurred has actually gone up, and as a result, we actually do need more funding.
And for those of you who don't know, Red Dot for Pink Dot is the fundraising campaign that was started last year by Darius Shaw from 99.co. And it was really started to raise support from the business community in Singapore in response to the regulations changing regarding the sponsorship of events held at Lim Park.
Okay, so this year, the Red Dot for Pink Dot campaign kicked off in April. And today, we actually have more than 65 corporate sponsors who have pledged their support for diversity, inclusivity, and equality here in Singapore. So we are very pleased with that. We would like to ask everyone to give a very warm round of applause for our sponsors. So really just to acknowledge them today, we want to flash their logos on screen. We're going to do it by tier. I want another round of applause as we show each tier. I want to present today, as of today, we have 51 Rose sponsors.
And today we have 12 lovely coral sponsors. Round of applause.
And as of now, we have 3 Fuchsia sponsors.
We really want to sincerely thank everyone who has pledged their support to the cause so far. Your contribution really sends a strong statement about how Singaporean businesses believe that equality and acceptance and our values that corporates can and should champion.
So we are still 2 months away from the event, and we have some ways to go for our fundraising campaign. This year we have to put up barricades again that cost money. We also have to build a stage that costs money as well. We really need more sponsors to come on board. We remain hopeful that we can reach our target, but we need all the help and support that we can get. Last year the campaign did really well, no thanks to our friends in the media who helped us spread the word. We want to ask you guys again, same friends, please continue to help us with the message that we want to get out there about the value of Red Dot for Pink Dot and the value of Pink Dot.
And now, we would like to invite Darius Chong of 99.co to say a few words. Darius, please.
Are you guys hear me? Thanks. I had actually prepared something, but I thought I'd throw that out and really try to speak how I feel. Because I was just sitting there and watching the videos and seeing all the ambassadors over the years, and this overwhelming feeling of what it was like to be at the Pink Dot event just kind of taken over me. And we Singaporeans are not known to be warm people, right? We're generally known as slightly colder and not really welcoming. And every year at Pink Dot, the feeling you get is a distinctively different thing. I go there not because it's a concert, not because of anything else, but just to experience the fact that everybody there was free. And I think that's an amazing feeling. I wanted, and what I witnessed more so than today, and especially since I got involved last year, what I finally realized is that behind this is the team, the organizers, the ambassadors, the volunteers. Every year they are not doing this easily. There's a lot of uncertainty. Every year there was uncertainty. Who's going to sponsor? What is being allowed? What hurdles is going to be thrown at them? And I think that spirit, more so than ever, represents how this country was built. And that resonates with me. It's something that I really truly realized over the last 2 years, what building Pink Dot actually means. And it's a journey. It's 10 years today. A lot of progress has been made. It's like many people said, it's no longer something that can be ignored. But where does it take us to next? What do we need to do to really take it into something that really represents that in this little red dot, this Singapore that we call home that we love, that we welcome everybody. We really embrace diversity, embrace love, embrace the freedom to love for every single individual. So standing here, I really don't have too much to say, but I have this overwhelming feeling of imposter syndrome. Because actually started off a very simple thing. We know that last year the MNCs were not allowed to sponsor anymore. And it started with a simple Facebook message to Alan and said, hey, you know, we're a local company, we're a startup, not much money, what can we do? Chip in a little bit can help. We thought that in the grand scheme of things, whatever we can come up with, probably not going to even matter. It's not going to move the needle for Pink Dot. In the light of the great sponsors of Google's and Goldman Sachs and so on. But we thought, doesn't matter. Recognizing the spirit of Pink Dot is to be stand up to be counted. If anything, we can show the people around us, our friends and family, our people in our own company, that look, we are willing to be counted as a local company. I don't know how many there will be, but we are one, and one matters. And as Nathan Hutton said last year, even one voice matters, right? Compared to the work that so many people have given their sponsorship, their in-kind sponsorship, or the effort and blood, sweat, and tears they put in over the last 10 years, we thought we could chip in a little bit of effort. But we also know that the first time around, we've run into a problem. It's more inspiring. So last year was a little bit easier to get more people to step up. And this year to date, we have a little bit more challenges. It's harder, which is why exactly we need all of you to do a bit more homework this year. So this year, when you go back, talk to your friends and family, people who are running a company or in a position of influence, convince them, try. It's awkward to ask for money. Especially for Singaporeans, always awkward to ask for money, right? But try nevertheless, because one company counts, one voice counts, one vote counts. And what we're really standing for as a company, I believe companies, especially now today more than ever, is to stand up for what we believe. And what Pink Dot has a very simple belief. It's not about anything else. It's about love. Who can protest against love? I think that's a message that's very simple, very pure, and that's what it is. And please go home and find one company that you one person you can talk to and ask them, can you support this year? And I think we had great sponsors, so thank you again for Google and the many sponsors who have been over the years in really supporting Pink Dot to be much larger than it used to be. It's challenging from here onwards, but this crisis is also the opportunity that we can show that here, by Singaporeans, by Singaporean companies, we are stepping up because we believe in it. So please extend your help, pass the message, Facebook share it, get your friends and family to come and support. And if we can do this for a few more years, we can really see this snowball into something great and lasting, and to continue to inspire and mesmerize us every year. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Davis. The celebration of diversity and inclusivity is not just a one-day affair. We don't believe it should even be restricted to just Pink Dot in Lim Park. And because it's our 10th year, very big, important milestone year for us, we kind of want to do something special. We want to shake it up a little bit. And that special thing that we want to do is that we want to invite the rest of the Singaporean community to come and share the joy of Pink Dot with us.
So this year, we're actually really excited to introduce Pink Fest. So think of it this way, Red Dot for Pink Dot was like a platform for corporate allies to come on board to support us. Pink Fest is actually a way for engaging the broader community out there, participating in activities and events leading up to the event day on 21st of July.
So what happened was earlier this year, we sent out a call for proposals asking people, individuals, groups, communities, businesses to come up with ideas for events or activities that really celebrate diversity. And when we conceptualized this idea, we really had no idea what to expect. But we were very excited and eager to see how the community and how they would shape it to be.
Now we've actually spent a lot of time looking at all these proposals, and honestly a lot of them are amazing, they're really fantastic, but we thought to ourselves, how do we curate the entire event that best reflects the spirit of Pinky, which is about inclusion, diversity, and most importantly, fun.
So today we are really excited to announce the first slate of events that we have planned for our inaugural Pink Fest. Alright, so for the culture vouchers out there, you'll be excited to know that the projector will actually be screening a selection of queer films. We hope that they will both be informative as well as entertaining. Wild Rice will also put up a reading of a documentary play called The Insiders, which features voices of queer women in Singapore, and they'll be sharing their tales of coming out, falling in love, creating families.
Be sure to catch our fabulous countdown queen, Pam Wee, as she takes the stage for her rainbow-colored cabaret Fag Hag. And if you're also up for even more nightlife, we have a party thrown by Mismatch in celebration, in homage to the ballroom subculture.
Now during the day, Books actually will be organizing LGBTQ literary events, storytelling, book sales, panel discussion, spoken words, and so on. And beloved Singaporean novel, Peculiar Chris, will also be relaunched during the same period. Now the Free Community Church will also be conducting a coming out workshop for LGBTQ people as well as their families.
Ruka Chaga will also be organizing a guided walking tour of our local LGBT history in Chinatown. And our friends at Indignation will be conducting a talk on issues faced by the LGBTQ organizations in Singapore. In addition to that, we also have a Rainbow Families Brunch organized by FOC Sentosa and a bake sale by My Butterfingers.
We also have two individuals, Jay Amma and DJ Zigzag, and they'll be organizing a Sunday social market in Camp Kilo. So what does that mean? It's kind of like a bazaar, I'm thinking hit Pasar Malam, so be sure to check it out. It promises to be an afternoon filled with food, drinks, shopping, and really the spirit of love.
So we'll be releasing all these details on social media in time to come, and we hope that you guys will not only join us at Pink Dot, but we'll also see you at Pink Fest. There's something for everyone, so let's make the month of July, about diversity and inclusion.
Okay, so enough of us. I think we've come to the moment in the evening that really quite a lot of us are waiting for. We are ready to unveil our campaign videos.
That's right, videos with an S. So this year, we have not one, but 3 campaign videos. And to tell us more about them, can we please welcome to the stage Bu Jin Feng. Jin Feng?
So cute, right? Our new host. Our 2G leader. to acknowledge the contribution of the filmmakers, the filmmaking community behind Pink Dot from Iran. Many of you know that I have been working on the videos behind the scenes, but it really is the work of a whole community of people. And every year at the event itself, the event video that you saw at the start of this evening is put together by directors, teams of directors, producers, editors, and videographers. And also editors who work with me through the night immediately after Pink Dot, so that we can deliver the video within 24 hours, sometimes 36 hours, sometimes 48 hours, to all of you. And many of them happen to be among you today, so please give them a round of applause. Also, just a shout out, the ambassadors video that we saw this evening is done by Jia Ming and Sinan from Fiction Shaw. I think they're somewhere. Please give them a round of applause. So this year we are talking about We Are Ready. We started looking for individuals in our community who are at the cusp of doing something. Something larger than themselves, or at the cusp of change, of taking the next step for acceptance, for love. And so we looked around, we called up a lot of people, and in the end we ended up with 3 stories. And these 3 stories are brought to you by 3 filmmakers who are also here with us this evening. I'm going to invite them up together with the subjects of their films, just to have a short chat with them. You may remember him from making one of our 3 documentaries 2 years ago, the AJ and Honeybee film. This year, this film will introduce someone who has been through a lot in life and is bravely standing forward to tell her story. Please welcome He Shuming and Fai. Okay, I'm going to get everyone on stage first before we go into the chat. Next, we have a producer, writer, director of several documentary films. And this year, she's helping us make a film about building bridges. A film about our stalwart mother-daughter supporters who have been volunteering for Pink Dot over the past 7 years. Please put your hands together for Quen Lee and Auntie Dolly. Okay, last but not least, you may remember him from last year's Pink Dot campaign video. He happens to be also a filmmaker, and he's been following a bunch of very woke teenagers. You may have heard about this petition to lower the rating of a film called Love, Simon from R21 for its homosexual themes to NC-16. Please put your hands together for Chris Kaur as well as Tasha. I'm just going to start with the filmmakers first. How did it feel for you to be working on this? And what would you like to? How did it feel working on this? Let's start with Quen.
It was a major privilege to have been involved at all. Dolly and Sam. Sam is not here; is her daughter. had an amazing story. I won't tell you too much, you'll watch the video in a minute. All I can say is I was roped in, well, I won't say last minute. I think it was quite a tight timeline for everyone. I didn't have to think. I think Pink Dot's an amazing movement. I've always wanted to help in some way. And it really is my privilege to be able to help at all. So you want to say everything? Or is that a separate thing? Okay, you want to say everything?
I'm glad that Gwen and Han, cameraman, there with me and Samantha for the idea that we don't know what's going on. And thank you very much.
My film is not secret in any way because everybody knows, well, not everyone, don't want to make that assumption, but I'm sure a lot of people know about the petition to lower Love Simon's rating, and I'm sure a lot of people in this room signed it as well. So I'm very fortunate to have the chance to make this film with Tasha. It's woke. Now he's an F word, woke 18-year-old that started this petition at 3 a.m. after she found out about the rating. You want to say something?
Everyone who signed it, thank you.
Your family is here too, right? Your grandmother.
So I've been involved in a lot of Pink Dot videos over the last 9 years. So it's been a great pleasure to get to know Faiz. We met last year's Pink Dot. And honestly, I think I've never met anyone who is so generous and giving. And the video will show for itself. I think hopefully this will be something that will spark something bigger than what Faiz would like to show. Just something to say.
Being a Malay Muslim, I take a lot of inspiration from Hirzi and from Fitri coming out last year, and this year when I was asked to do this, I feel that it was a great honor. I took inspiration from earlier when it was said that we are born alone and we're going to die alone, so why do we have to live alone? What I'm ready for is to face mortality, and I'm glad that with all of you here, the last few Pink Dots, it's been made aware that we all deserve to love. We need the freedom to love, and we do actually have the freedom to love. And because of that, I'm glad that I won't be facing my mortality alone. I have my support system here. I have my partner sitting there, and I have all of you to thank for. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. I'm sure the films will continue to inspire. We hope more and more people will be willing with this campaign to stand up with us to say we are ready for the next phase, we are ready to move on. Just one final group of people to thank. There is Gravitate, who supported us with post-production. There is Mocha Chai as well. And Azmi and friends at the Gunnery, and I think that's about it. Okay, thank you and enjoy the films.
Did you guys enjoy the video? So much video. First of our campaign videos on our socials tomorrow, so please stay tuned and please add the hashtags when you guys share it. The two hashtags are We Are Ready and hashtag Pink.10.
We've now come to the end of tonight's event, but don't leave just yet. We have refreshments outside, so please stay, mingle, enjoy the rest of the night with us. And before we finish off, I just want to say to our friends from the media, please stick around. Our PR team will come and get you very soon after this. So, and one last thing, before we leave, we just want to say a thank you to a couple of sponsors who have made tonight possible.
So thank you to TheatreWorks for giving us this absolutely fabulous space tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, and a very big shout out also to Balloon Blasters for the decorations. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Amici for the food outside. And thank you as well to Igra and Wine Network for the refreshments. Now, you may have heard some people call us a vocal minority, but we really disagree with this. The championing of diversity and inclusion is something that many Singaporeans really care about. Equality is not just a minority value, it's really a Singaporean value.
We've just heard from people on screen how they are ready to stand up for what they believe in, and we actually believe that there's more of us out there. So our question to all of you is this: are you ready to stand with us?
So to wrap up the night, spread the word about our Red Dot for Pink Dot fundraising campaign. We need the sponsors to come aboard. We need more funding. Join us for Pink Fest, and we are going to see you guys on the 21st of July at Lim Park for Pink Dot 10. Thank you.
Please go enjoy the refreshments outside.